Hello guys, how are you?
I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please, guys, participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1.
You will hear a telephone conversation between a man and a college receptionist. You have 30 seconds to look at questions 1 to 4.
What languages are you interested in?
Actually, I'm not sure. I have to fulfill a language requirement for school, but I haven't really decided what language to study. How many language courses do you run each week?
We have 2 every night from Monday to Friday.
I'm sorry, but would you mind going through the schedule for me?
Not at all. Monday to Wednesday are modern European languages: French, Spanish, German, Dutch, and Polish. Thursday night we offer ancient languages: Latin and ancient Greek. And on Friday we finish off with the Asian languages of Hindi and Bengali.
Monday to Wednesday, modern European. Thursday, ancient languages, and Friday, Asian. Can you spell Bengali, please?
Yes, it's Bengali.
Great. And how much do the courses cost?
Each course costs £25 per person per term. But if you want to do 2 language courses, there's a 10% discount, but only if you book for 2 terms.
So the 10% discount is if I take 2 courses for 2 terms. Is that right?
Right.
Would it be possible for me to book my classes right now?
No, sorry, the computer's down. What I suggest you do is call extension 6994 after 6 p.m. and ask for Mrs. Johnson.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Did you say 6994 after 6 p.m.?
Yes, 6994. Please ask for Mrs. Johnson.
Thanks.
You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 5 to 10.
Okay, can we now look at the computer skills courses?
Yes, of course. Computer classes always start in the first week of the month, and the way it works is we offer 1 computer class for the entire month. So you might spend 1 month on databases, another month on Excel, and so on. Classes meet once a week on Tuesday afternoons. The next class starts February 1st.
Okay, so for the upcoming month, February.
February is going to be databases. There are 24 places still free on that course, and it costs £40 per person.
February, databases, 24 openings, £40. Okay.
Excel starts in March, and that's nearly full, only 4 slots left. It's £45.
Okay, Excel, March, only 4 slots left. Got it?
April is Outlook. That is never as popular since it costs so much more, but you get a free CD. It is £60 for the month, and there are 19 places left.
Okay, April, Outlook, £60. Is that it?
No, on the 3rd of June we start a Word course. We have 16 vacancies for that at the moment. It's also expensive at £55.
3rd of June, Word, 16 vacancies, £55. Now, do I call the same number to book a place on one of these classes?
No, you have to call Mary Jones, I think. Yes, Mary Jones, extension 9623.
Sorry, could you repeat that number?
Yes, extension 9623. Please call her before 6 p.m.
Okay, many thanks for all your help.
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
You will hear an introduction for students to a university campus. You have 30 seconds to look at questions 11 to 16.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Donovan, the principal of Donlevy University, and I would like to welcome you to the Dinglewood campus, which is one of the 3 campuses belonging to this university. This campus, Dinglewood, is where I have my office, and it's also the location of Languages and Science campus, so some of you will be studying here. Dinglewood is the most northerly campus. The business studies blocks are in the Churchdown campus in the centre of town, and the southern or Trailway campus, where history and architecture are situated, is to the south of the town. Those of you who are enrolled in any of those courses will be taken to your respective buildings at the end of this meeting. Those of you studying on the Dinglewood campus, you will have a tour later too. This building we are assembled in is the Office and Administration Block, Block 39, and is where the weekly meetings are held. You are welcome to attend these meetings, as are all the university staff. You may want to, as many university issues are discussed at these weekly meetings. The meetings take place at 1:30 every Tuesday, so please stop by. 2 other important buildings are also located on this campus, the cafeteria and the on-site shop. You can purchase all the required books and any stationery you need for your courses at this shop. Please bear in mind that even though you have shown your ID passes to enter this site, you still need to use them again to buy anything in the shop or cafeteria. This is for security reasons.
You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 17 to 20.
Now, if I could draw your attention to the back page of your joining instructions booklet, you will see a small map of this campus, Dinglewood. The block we are in now, the Office and Administration block, is located between the Languages Centre, Block 38, and the Physics School, Block 30. That's 3O. These are both on the right side of the plan. The cafeteria, which is open from 7 a.m. to 9:30 p.m, is on the left of the plan. It is between the Chemistry block, number 35, and the University shop, Block 33. At the University shop, you can get all you will need in terms of course materials. The Biology block is block number 29, and you'll find the Biology block between the Chemistry block and the Languages Centre. Be careful with the numbers, as they are not always logical. As you will see, there are gardens on the right-hand side of the gate. These are being extended over the next 2 months, and a memorial fountain is being installed in the middle of the campus. This means that the campus will be very noisy during normal working hours. However, the campus will look much nicer when it's all finished. Right, so that's it for your initial campus orientation. At this point, could the language students all follow me, please, and the rest of you, please assemble under the banners which show your main topic of study, and you will be directed to the other campuses.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You will hear a conversation between Julie and Michael, who are studying mass communication. Both of them are filling a feedback form. Look at questions 21 to 30. Listen to the conversation and answer questions 21 to 30.
Oh, Michael, I have not filled the form which the tutor gave us in the class.
The project feedback form?
Yes, shall we do it together, if you don't mind?
Okay, let's have a look. What is there in the form?
Let's fill the first column. It's course code.
It's mass communication.
Okay, mass communication. I know it. But the form demands a code.
MS-18 something. MS-180, isn't it?
That's it. Okay. And what about the dates? When did we start? I remember. It was my mother's marriage anniversary on 24th April.
It doesn't seem that long, does it?
No, the course will end this week on Saturday, July 21st.
So I'm sure the course started on the 20th of April. That was my mother's birthday. Now, let's have a look at the next question. Give comments on the different aspects of the course. Okay, what's the first query? Oh, about the course contents. What do you think?
They were very clear, isn't it?
Yes, it's true. The content was absolutely clear. Okay, anything else about the content?
The best thing about the course is the sessions given to us online in the beginning. It was very useful, so I definitely put that down. Now, going on to suggestions for improvement, one thing I would like to give suggestion for, I think we should have done a bit more practice in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
In the beginning, I thought it would be very easy, and then all of a sudden in the second half, we got a whole load of work, reading, projects, and assignments.
Yes, it would have been better if it was from the beginning only. Okay, now course delivery. Does that mean teaching part?
Yeah, I suppose it is good. The standard of teaching is awesome. It's from the heart to the mind. I mean, the techniques, the audiovisual aids were amazing. Exceptionally better than any other course I've been on.
Yes, I agree. Let's pen it down. What about suggestions for improvement?
I didn't think. It was all wonderful when we had group discussion sessions that went on for so long. They should be limited to a specific time, not so long, otherwise the repetition of ideas start. Now, on to the practical aspect of the course.
Oh, now what was good about the lab sessions and handouts?
Yes, in my opinion, the handouts were very good and some of them were really great, with sources and websites.
One problem which most of the students faced was about the reserved copies in the library.
Yes, there weren't enough copies on the reserve in the library and not enough computers. Long waiting was there.
Okay, testing and evaluation, well, I can't comment on it until we get our written assignments back.
Don't talk about it. I got mine yesterday. I really don't want to think about the marks I've got.
But the presentation was good. The way I got feedback was excellent and quick.
Yes, it was, and I liked the way and the criteria of evaluation.
Yeah, but I'm not much confident about the written work. I personally think it's stressful.
Yes, I agree. Here also they must tell us about the criteria of marking.
About the writing class tests. But they told us.
No, for the finals. What are they looking for and what is the criterion? How many marks for pass or fail?
I never thought of it. It would be really helpful.
Okay, any other comments?
I think student support is excellent.
Yeah, me too. Excellent.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, so that's done. Thanks, Michael.
No, thank you.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You will hear an extract from a talk given by a tour guide on the Wax Museum Madame Tussauds in London. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Madame Tussauds is a wax museum in London with branches in a number of major cities. It was founded by wax sculptor Marie Tussaud and was formerly known as Madame Tussauds. Madame Tussauds is a major tourist attraction in London, displaying waxworks of historical and royal figures, film stars, sports stars, and infamous murderers. Madame Tussauds is owned and operated by Merlin Entertainments. Marie Tussaud, the pioneer of the museum, was born as Marie Grosshals in 1761 in Strasbourg, France. Her mother worked as a housekeeper for Dr. Philip Curtis in Bern, Switzerland, who was a physician skilled in wax modeling. Tussaud created her first wax figure of Voltaire in 1777. Other famous people she modeled at that time include Jean-Jacques Rousseau and Benjamin Franklin. During the French Revolution, she modeled many prominent victims. Her death masks were held up as revolutionary flags and paraded through the streets of Paris. Following the doctor's death in 1794, she inherited his vast collection of wax models and spent the next 33 years traveling around Europe. Her marriage to François Tussaud in 1795 lent a new name to the show, Madame Tussauds. In 1802, she went to London, having accepted an invitation from Paul Philidor, a magic lantern and phantasmagoria pioneer, to exhibit her work alongside his show at the Lyceum Theatre, London. She did not fare particularly well financially, with Philidor taking half of her profits. As a result of the Napoleonic Wars, she was unable to return to France, so she travelled throughout Great Britain and Ireland exhibiting her collection. From 1831, she took a series of short leases on the upper floor of Baker Street Bazaar, on the west side of Baker Street, Dorset Street, and King Street, which later featured in the Drews Portland case sequence of trials of 1898 to 1907. This became Tussaud's first permanent home in 1836. One of the main attractions of her museum was a Chamber of Horrors. By 1835, Marie had settled down at Baker Street, London, and opened a museum. This part of the exhibition included victims of French Revolution and newly created figures of murderers and other criminals. Other famous people were added to the exhibition, including Horatio Nelson and Sir Walter Scott. Some of the sculptures done by Marie Tussaud herself still exist. The gallery originally contained some 400 different figures, but fire damage in 1925, coupled with German bombs in 1941, has rendered most of these older models defunct. The casts themselves have survived, allowing the historical waxworks to be remade, and these can be seen in the museum's history exhibit. The oldest figure on display is that of Madame du Barry. Other faces from the time of Tussaud include Robespierre and George III. In 1842, she made a self-portrait, which is now on display at the entrance of her museum. She died in her sleep on 15th April 1850, but the museum has kept her alive and will do forever. By 1883, the restricted space and rising cost of the Baker Street site prompted her grandson Joseph Randall to commission the building at its current location on Marylebone Road. The new exhibition galleries were opened on 14th July 1884 and were a great success. However, the building costs falling so soon after buying out his cousin Louisa's half share in the business in 1881 meant that the business was underfunded. A limited company was formed in 1888 to attract fresh capital, but had to be dissolved after disagreements between the family shareholders. And in February 1889, Tussauds was sold to a group of businessmen led by Edwin Josiah Poyser. Edward White, an artist dismissed by the new owners to save money, allegedly sent a parcel bomb to John Theodore Tussaud in June 1889 in revenge. The first sculpture of a young Winston Churchill was made in 1908, with a total of 10 made since. Madame Tussauds Wax Museum has now grown to become a major tourist attraction in London, incorporating, until 2010, the London Planetarium in its West Wing. It has expanded and will expand with branches in Amsterdam, Bangkok, Berlin, Blackpool, Hollywood, Hong Kong, Las Vegas, New York City, Shanghai, Sydney, Vienna, Washington DC, Wuhan, Tokyo, and the temporary museum in Busan, Korea, with locations coming to Beijing, Prague, Singapore, Orlando, and Francisco. Today's wax figures at Tussauds include historical and royal figures, film stars, and sports stars. The masterpiece itself speaks about its work.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.